it was just I said really powerful to see this. I mean, I grew up myself in an abusive household, not like that, but abusive nonetheless, to the point that children's services came to my school twice in first and third grade, and I did the whole oh, I fell, and that kind of thing. And I often wondered growing up, what if I'd been born into another family? What if I'd been born to a mom that wasn't a massive drug addict? What if I'd been born to, in a different circumstance? And it could have been worse. It could have been worse. When I see things like this, I think it reminds me of that because, again, I have the penny farthing stammer whenever I get, yeah, that's also a childhood thing as well as why I pick and bite my fingers. Anxiety is a bitch, especially when you are a little child trying to deal with it, just like in the show. So it's another thing where, like, I talk about how I can identify with certain things in the episodes, as we know from Larry's story and the struggle and all that. And so I thankfully can't identify on that level that the character of Jane has been subjected to, but in my own way, haven't been abused physically and emotionally and verbally and all that stuff growing up. I can identify with the dreamland state of things. I often wonder if I'm so keen on my imagination to this day. Like, typically when you grow up into adulthood, you leave your imagination behind. All that, the wonder and all that is gone. But for me, it hasn't been. For me, I've held on to it. I have very distinct imagination. Like, I wouldn't even call them like they're not like obvious like this, but I have three very distinct imagination lands that I can go to. I've nurtured them since I was a kid. And I know that sounds really corny, it might sound really weird, and really might paint me as a really just weirdo person, but I'm not ashamed to talk about it. My life has shaped me into who I am to this day, and as everyone has. Some people just bury it and try and run from it. Others of us try and deal with it and do what we can with the hand we were dealt, which is what I was getting at when you're in these situations like this, where you're in a less than ideal situation, be it family or relatives or whatever your demon is. You wonder, what if it'd been different? What if I'd been, especially when I would go over to friends' houses. Their moms would be stable. And I know this is getting deeper, as this always does, this damn show. Damn it. Damn you, Doom Patrol. But no, I just I get it. I get the fracturing. I get the running away. I get for me, the idea of the grass is greener. I go to friends' houses and, see the family structure. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe when I left, there was dysfunction. Every family is dysfunctional in some way. Once again, on personal levels, this random show that I started watching because TJ asked me to many, 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 many moons ago resonates with me on a personal level. Just the idea of just a glimmer of hope can just cause everything to go astray, because being like blocked off and building the walls around you, which I know all too well about that, blocking people out and all that stuff, and not trusting people, but at the same time wanting to be loved and accepted so bad. But you don't trust anyone because what you know of love is pain and abuse. Love is abuse. So you build these walls around yourself to not trust anyone, but you really, more than anything, want to. You want to trust someone. You want someone to scale your walls and rescue you, which Cliff was trying to do. I totally get Jane being like, go the fuck you, go away, because you're going to be, hard and aggressive, because that's what that's your safety net, is to keep people at arm's length. Go the fuck away. Fuck you. I've said that to people who have tried to help me. And, I look back now and I'm like, oh man, that was shitty of me and I'm sorry. At the time I had my reasons, and trust is a hard thing to earn, because the people that are nice to you, well, why are you nice to me? What do you want? If I let my guard down, what are you going to do? Like, I 100% get being guarded and being, wary, because I've been there, and it's self-preservation. Because at the end of the day, you have to do for you. Eventually, you have enough. You say, fuck it, I'm done. and you grow cold to the world. And I did for a long time. But then the irony is, underneath it all, you yearn to be loved. You yearn for acceptance, be it from friends or from, a companion. I'm not speaking for everybody, but in the grand scheme of my own experience, I wanted compassion and acceptance and people to like me for me. Let's just say, me being taken for granted and being abused mentally and emotionally, it just doesn't run in the family. It extended to friendships. The biggest defense mechanism I ever taught myself is to cut you out of my life and never look back. Because once I put myself first, once I put my own health and well-being first, it became easy. If you are toxic, that's why I don't talk to 99% of my family, because they are. My motto has always been, and I've learned the hard way, and this goes for anyone out there who is watching and has heard this. If someone says, "Oh no, you can trust me. No, tell me you can trust me. No, you can trust me." You can't. The person you can trust will not tell you can trust them. The person you can trust will just prove to you that you can trust them. The biggest lesson I learned, the best gift I gave myself, was to cut and run. I know it's a defense mechanism. It works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. I'm not saying that is something you should do. For me, if you're in any way a bad person, then you don't need to be in my life. Because you're draining my energy and my battery. I have enough shit going on in my life as it is. I have the ability to cut people out of my life and move on and never look back. I don't regret. I don't ponder. It's one of the few times I don't what if. I what if a lot of things in my life, a lot of mistakes that I've made. If I'd done something different, would I be somewhere else? But any of those, no. People I've cut out for a reason. Like if I don't have the energy to want you in my life, I don't have the energy to ponder you not being in my life. You're cut. See ya. Let's go on. Speaking of, let's go on. I'm going on. Sorry. Jeez.